So I now want to take you through what I call the designer's mindset. It's based on what I saw with my students. So this is student-centered tips I give you at the beginning of your course. If you see me in other courses again, I will repeat this because I think it's so important. So this is about mindset. This is about an attitude that I recommend you think about and adopt. You can twist it, you can make it, you can change it a little bit to it to make it your own version, but I highly recommend for you to think about those things. The first thing to talk about, I have 12 recommendations, you can say, 12 statements. The first one that sounds strange is your degree doesn't matter. There's a big misunderstanding that some of you come here and say, well, the aim is to get a degree. And now I tell you as a teacher at university, I say your degree does not matter. And of course, it matters to your parents. It matters to your family and friends. But ultimately, the people who will hire you, the people for which you will make work, clients or audience, will not care about your degree, will not care about what your professional title is or what grades you got in which courses. Then I ask you, if they don't care about your degree, what is it that they care about? Bingo, portfolio. What is a portfolio? Portfolio is a collection of your works which come from your assignments. Okay? Only your portfolio matters. If the work you did as a student is not good, you will not get a job regardless of the degree. That means also, if you have a good portfolio and you don't have a degree, you will still end up getting a job if you don't work in academia. If you want to go back and teach, you need your degree. Okay, I cannot teach. I cannot have this job without a bachelor, without a master, without a PhD. But outside in the industry, my titles, my degrees do not matter. Only my work matters. If your portfolio projects aren't any good, why would anyone hire you? You get out of your studies what you put into it. See? So you are happy of your assignments. You say, yeah, this assignment is good because it gives me an opportunity to have a good piece in my portfolio that makes me look good. And your degree is a side effect. You make a good piece that looks good in your portfolio, and you should also get a good grade for that. See? But the grade is secondary. Primary, good piece in your portfolio. All my advice for your work is I tell you, hey, you should do this and this and this because it will end up looking better, a better project for your portfolio. The grade, I also don't care about the grade. Secondary. I need to grade you because my boss tells me to grade you. But I think I don't care about the grades. I care about you producing good work. You see outside the exhibition, did you see that? With all digital media. So we are opening for the next 3 weeks, digital media program celebrates 10 years. So most of them are students' work. Some lecturers' work also. These are very good work. These are good pieces of projects. We don't exhibit the grades. See? We exhibit the work. The work is what matters. What matters is at the end of your bachelor degree, you can do work that is as good as that stuff that is outside. This is what matters. Okay, so cheaters cheat themselves. Many of you think you can cheat me by doing work that you didn't do yourself, by copy-pasting, downloading, by paying someone to do assignments. Okay? Do you think that makes sense? Do you think it makes sense to let anyone else do the assignment for you? And I tell you, no. Sometimes often I catch you because I can see it. I can feel I've done this job for many times. I can see if something doesn't feel right. I can feel it. And then I look it up and I find some evidence. But sometimes I do not find evidence. And I don't want to spend my weekends looking for evidence that you cheated. I don't care. Because even if you cheat me and say, I I got an HD for this work, but I paid my friend to do it for me. Ha ha ha, I cheated the lecturer. Like, I don't care. I say you cheated yourself because you were here to supposed to learn what you want to do when you graduate. But you didn't do that stuff yourself. So what do you have? Nothing. So you cheated yourself. If you don't do your assignments yourself, will you give your salary to someone else to do your job? So if I know I'm a student and I pay someone else to do my assignments, I will end up with a good portfolio. I will get good grades and I'll get good at portfolio. And someone else will look at my portfolio and says, oh, that's amazing. I'll hire you and pay you money. But then I have a problem. I sit on my desk at work and can't do their stuff. So do I take now my salary and pay someone else to do my job? What salary is left for me? Do you see? Makes no sense. So therefore, no kit bashing, collages, remixes, copy and paste, text snatching. For DMS1, I'm very strict. Do not take any work by other people for any purpose whatsoever. Parts of images, but I use this and I change that. No, I don't care. I'm very strict. Every pixel in your image, you did yourself. Because this is what you learn. Okay? AI, you can use AI for design process, but your final image is only done by you. No shortcut leads to a place worth going. The path is the destination. You need to do the hard work. This is your learning. You doing the assignments is your education. If you end up not liking to do those assignments, you are at the wrong path. That leads me to this: be happy about your assignment. It's strange, right? Some of my students, they believe, oh, I need to spend the minimal amount of time on my assignments so I can have more time for the stuff I like. Playing games, scrolling TikTok, playing badminton. No, we have a misunderstanding. Your assignments, that's the stuff you want to be doing. You choose to study this. As a student, yeah, a new assignment. Let's do a new project. Even if you don't have any assignments, as a creative person, you always do a project. Because that's the stuff you like to be doing, and that's the stuff you like spending time on doing. It's the practice that makes you happy. Very important. Your assignments are not the obstacle. Your assignments are the sole purpose of what you do. You're looking for new projects. Okay, you actually do want to do the assignments because these are the tasks that belong to the profession you chose to learn. If you are unhappy with your assignments, you are at risk of pursuing the wrong career. Does it make sense? You don't like this course, you don't like the assignments, it's a signal you don't like this field. You may need to look at other schools and other programs. Next, become your own teacher. There's a trap with teaching. I experienced myself as my student. When I was a student, I looked at many tutorials. And then some part I thought, I'm doing all these tutorials and I keep studying, but I'm not learning anything. And there's a scam in education that is, if I want to be your teacher, that you stay stupid. Because if I teach you, but you stay stupid, you will always come back for more teaching. See? So I will always have a job. So that means if I really are a good teacher, I don't want you to come back for more knowledge. I want to give you everything you need and then you go somewhere else. I don't want to stay being your teacher. I want you to become independent, you learn everything you need and you do your stuff. I don't want to be your teacher. You understand this dynamic? Because otherwise I would have an interest of keeping you stupid, you're not learning anything, I give you illusion of knowledge. I tell you stuff without telling you anything. So you come back and taking more courses. And I can earn more money with you. See? So that means this is not the right model of education. The right model of education is you have to become your own teacher. That when you do your project, you have a version of myself on your shoulder to ask yourself, is that good, bad, what should I do? You ask yourself. Your aim is to become the authority, to become the director yourself. Today, everything is always out of date. When I bought this phone, there was already a new version of a new iPhone out there. When I install a software, the new update is always around the corner. It's always out of date. The knowledge we see is always a knowledge with an expiration date. Some weeks ago, I met a former student of mine, and I told them, the knowledge you learn does not last. The knowledge you learn changes. Like, for example, Photoshop, the software. You can't know Photoshop. It's impossible to know Photoshop. Why? Because Photoshop keeps changing. You can't know what keeps changing. Like, I looked at and I used Photoshop for over 10 years. I don't know Photoshop fully. There's stuff I don't know. In the next version of Photoshop, there will be things I didn't even know. Like, what is this button doing here? I still don't know Photoshop. I will never be able to know Photoshop because Adobe keeps changing the software. See? You can't know software. You can't know what keeps changing. So that means you need to learn how to learn. You will never be finished with learning because you work in an environment and keeps changing. Like, I still look in the manual. I still need to look at the tool up for this and that. Because the thing keeps moving around. Okay? Instead of learning what buttons to push, ask yourself why. Why would I ever want to push that button? Do not waste time. Like, first, I want to really know this software. And after I know this software, then I can start doing good projects. No. You're wasting your time. You will never come to the point where you know this software. Just get to know enough for you to do okay stuff. Focus on the projects. Okay, there are no right and wrong ways of pushing buttons. Some people say, well, first you need to push that button and that button. No, don't. There's no one up there that says, you need to push that buttons in that order. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, it's about the project. Make a good project, and the outcome justify the means. You can press the buttons however you want, as long as the project looks good at the end. You're project focused. Okay, transform into your true self. As a teacher, I mediate between your old and your new self. When you walked in at the beginning, you're one kind of person. But at the end of your degree, you will be a different person. Because like everything else, also your personality changes. Your whole being changes. You're going through a transformation. So the trick here is don't try to become who you want to be. Because who you want to be and who you turn into, this is always changing. What I recommend you to think about is become who you truly are. Become who you already and really are. Don't become someone else in the future. Become who you truly are already. Okay? Learn sound listening to answer the calling from your real self. Okay. Fail without fear. This will be a topic we talk a lot about that. And previously I heard it from you also. This is about imperfection. This is about mistakes. This is about your fear of making something that's wrong. And I hope you start seeing that you can't afford to be afraid of that. You need to embrace that. You need to say, yes, let's try to be wrong. Yes, let's start with doing a mistake. Let's start with making a lot of mistakes. Failing is a learner's job. Take risks while you are a student. As a student, you are kind of protected. Even if you fail assignment 1, you can still pass the course. We see each other every week. If you're afraid that what you do will fail, you can show me and can tell you. Okay, most likely, I can tell you from the very good students who get HDs, they try many different things and ask themselves, is this good? Is this bad? Is this a success? Is this a failure? They will always make mistakes, but they learn from the mistakes. That's HD's people. HD people make a lot of mistakes, but they're able to learn from them and then do a new version that is better because they show that they learned from a mistake. Fails are people who don't try anything because they're afraid of making a mistake. People who don't submit an assignment. I didn't know what to do because I didn't want to make something bad. So they did nothing. But if you do nothing, you fail. See? Or they submit something that's a mistake and they get a feedback, hey, this is a mistake, and then don't change anything. Do make mistakes. As a student, your job is to make mistakes, and your second job is to learn from your mistakes. This is the only way for you to get better. The only way for you to get better is to make mistakes. So you cannot afford to be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are your friend, not your enemy. Right? Example, I start playing violin. My first day of playing violin. How do you think it sounds? Disgusting. Like a dying cat. How do I get better with playing violin? How? I listen to my mistakes and trying to make it less ugly. See? So I need to embrace, yeah, okay, of course. For some time it will be ugly and sounds really, really bad, but over time it will become better. The same thing applies here in the class. The first stuff you will do will be ugly. Yeah. Will be disgusting. But that's good. See? That's the switch in attitude. Only as a learner will you be rewarded for failing through understanding what path doesn't lead to where you really want to be. When you keep becoming better, bad is good. Don't try to be good. Don't try to do something that is good. Try to become better. Do something, see why it's not good, then fix it. So you just made it better. The question is always, how can I make it better? The question is never, how can I make it good? It's always how to make it better. Act pro. With act pro, I mean to act professional. Why do I say that to you? Because I can see that people sometimes they wait. They wait for, I don't know what, for permission. Then somebody tells them, okay, now you're professional. People think that's with the degree. So you're a student, you have to wait until you get a degree, and then you can call yourself a professional because you now have a certification. It says you have a Bachelor of Design. Thanks. Now I'm being a professional. This is too late. If you wait all the way to the end of your degree to be a professional, it's too late. Don't wait for permission to act professional. Start now. Otherwise, you will not be able to make the switch. You might not be a professional yet, but you will never become a professional if you don't act like one. Don't wait until someone allows you to call yourself a professional. Start acting like a professional now. The same goes with art. If you wait for someone else to call you an artist, you can wait forever. An artist feels called to be an artist. An artist says, I'm an artist. That's true for many occasions. Don't wait until someone external tells you, I give you the permission. I give you the permission to call yourself a professional. When I write you announcements, I call you a digital media designer. Because you already are a designer. Because you are in this course. Okay? Don't wait until you become an artist, a designer, a professional. Act like one now. Otherwise, it will be impossible for you to start becoming. Keep waiting. You keep postponing. So here also, there are no secrets. You may believe that, in university they have special boxes where they hide the secret. They know something only in the university they know. I can tell you everything I know, everything my colleagues know is in the public domain. Everything you can find in a library, everything you can find on our website. We do not have any special secrets. The basics are super obvious. I usually only talk about the basics because there are no advanced topics. If you take the basics very serious, this is advanced. Like really hardcore professionals, real masters, that just have the basics, but take the basics super, super, super serious. They're obsessed about the basics. And that is what turns them into top. Okay? Yeah, university has no box. Everything that you learn at the university is taught by the universe. What is the university for? University is for the universe. The university's job is to give you access to the universe. It's my boss. My boss is not the university. My boss is the universe. And I try to help you get access to the universe. That's the purpose of university, to allow you to connect with the universe. Yeah, so it's all very basic. There's no hidden secrets, but if you do this over there, and people try to make you believe that, so you can subscribe to their online course or whatnot, or pay a special fee to access. No. It's obvious. It's all in some book in the library. It's plainly obvious. It hides in plain sight, you can say. Where's the universe? Anyone knows where the universe is? Here, right here. Right here is the universe. Universe is not somewhere else. It's right here. Okay? So it hides in plain sight. Okay, next, be curious. Be curious. Be curious. Be curious. Only interested people are interesting. You will not be interesting if you're not interested. Okay? That means care. Be curious about things. Be interested in others. Ask questions. That will make you interesting. Oh, this person is interesting because they ask very interesting questions. That shows that they're interested. If you are the person who asks good questions, you will always be an interesting person. Okay? So look around you. Be curious about the world. That connects to leave your comfort zone. Stay safe. Safety is important, but never stay home. Try new things. You're a student. You're supposed to explore, experiment, and experience. Of course, in a safe environment. Don't get yourself killed with anything stupid. Don't get yourself locked up. Don't do anything illegal. But within those limits, try new stuff. Okay, look around, talk with people, broaden your horizon, leave your comfort zone, do stuff you have never done, try out things. Okay, because you never know, surprises. That's the only way for you to get a distinction or even a high distinction, is to do stuff that is outstanding, that is unnormal. So here's another special thing that I discovered, realized. Read non-fiction books. Who is currently reading a book? Show of hands, who is currently reading a book? Okay. Who is currently reading a non-fiction book? Good. That's better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 10 people. Okay, this is good number. I had worse. Okay, around 10% of you read non-fiction books. Non-fiction books is one of the most advanced technologies. People say our books is like lame, is old. It's a very advanced technology. The resolution you have on paper is unmatched by any screen. None of your phones can match a book in resolution. Yeah, a book does not need power. If you run out of battery, you can still read the book. Okay? If you drop a book, it does not lose the data. Okay? The data is still in the book, even if you drop it. People write books because, particular nonfiction books, because they want to pass on the knowledge they have gained. So books are one of the cleanest and best sources for knowledge transmission. Of course, there are stupid books. Just need to be wise in choosing right books. But I can tell you, reading books is a superpower. If you really want to develop a deep understanding, read books. Only writing a book beats reading a book. The only thing that's better than reading a book is writing a book. Because when you write a book, it also trains certain things, like knowledge transmission and so on. Okay? So please, over the next 12 weeks, we have the library, look at stuff. Okay? Related to design, profession, creativity, art history, and so on. Read some stuff. It will train you in paying attention. It will expand your attention span. It's very important for you to be able to hold your attention for longer than 5 minutes. I see it myself sometimes. I just look at my phone every 5 minutes. Then I need to deinstall Instagram until I have to install it again, and then I'm back to zero. Okay? Reading a book from cover to cover trains you in a lot of very important areas that are important for your academic and professional life. Yeah, here's the last one. Build your reference library. What do I mean by that? Look around you. We talked about being curious. Look around you and start noticing the work that you like. Look, this piece by this artist, by that designer, wow, is amazing. Then put it in your private library that you're able to reference it, to look back on it. Studying what others did will help you with what to do and how and why to do it. In your design process, you will need to have related work. You will look at reference, at things made by other people. And you compare yourself with them. You say, wow, what they did is amazing. I want to do something similar. You don't want to copy, but you want something that is similar in quality or even better. So you need to know who is your community of practice. What is the stuff you like? These are likely also will have the same profession that you will want. Yeah, well, look at this sound designer. They did a soundtrack to da-da-da. And then you can analyze and study it. It can help you to contextualize and clear your aim. It's a very important part in your design process. When you work with clients out there, it's called a mood board. So at the beginning of a design process, for example, when we go back to what we talked about, making a cool image, you collect cool images by other people and show it to your client and say, hey, is that what you think when we talk about cool? See? So the importance for you is to be able to know works by other people and use it as part of your design process. Not to copy or steal, but to guide yourself, to understand the context, to see nuances, to analyze and study, to know what has been done by other people, to know what it is that is actually original about your work. The only way for you to know that your work is really innovative or original is to know the work by other people. See, no one ever did this. I was the first one who did that. But for that, I need to know what other people did. Okay? So over your next 3 years, you build it up. You start collecting names of artists and designers and of their work. You can look and study their portfolios, and they will give you guidance in many, many different ways. Very often, my feedback I will give you is I will tell you something like, you need to look at related work. I will often tell that because I can see a lot of issues are fixed if you are better, more selective with related work. Okay, so this talks to that part. Okay, quest, what am I here? Okay, mindset quest. Write one sentence in your notebook that you think will help you on your educational journey. So based on the notes you had before, based on what I just talked through, just pick one sentence that you feel like is important right now, that you think can help you on your educational journey right now. One sentence.